Hello and welcome. I'm Crystal Lindsey, and I want to know, are you out there struggling to be able to grow your business during COVID? Are you trying to adjust to the new digital era, but you just simply don't know what you need to invest in? I'm Crystal Lindsey, and I'm here to be able to help guide you through this process. What does that mean? That means there's specific things that you can do right now more than ever to help business growth. It is possible to prosper during this pandemic. So I want you to be able to step back and think, are you looking to be able to drive foot traffic? Do you want to increase revenue? Do you want to be able to promote new products or services or inform customers on what you're doing to be able to help keep them safe? It is possible to be able to share this information. Today's webinar is all about where to invest your marketing dollars during and post-COVID. This is going to help you attract and cultivate online leads, and it's going to allow you to be able to communicate that you are the guide, that you're able to help somebody specifically who needs your product or service. How do you do that? That's what today's about. It's a part one of a three-part series where I'm going to actually take you through a process on how to design and create content that converts. I'm going to show you how to build thriving online audiences during this online digital era. And I'm going to show you how to be able to develop marketing strategies right now that prove ROI and that move the needle for your business. I'm Crystal Lindsey. I'm the digital marketing consultant with the Victoria Advocates at M. Roberts Digital. And I'm here to deliver top tips to help you grow your business. How do I know how to help you? Look, I've helped hundreds of local businesses in Victoria be able to grow their business. And thanks to a partnership with UHV, SBDC, Victoria Advocate, and M. Roberts Digital, we're teaming up to be able to get you the tips that are going to help you. I've had a social media firm for the last 6 years. I'm a college professor where I've taught both social media and marketing at a graduate, undergraduate level. And I've been able to be a published author as well as a public speaker speaking to Fortune 500s. And I'm here to deliver specific tips, actionable tips to help you move the needle for your business. Again, I'm Crystal Lindsey, and I'm going to be your guide through this journey. So don't keep me a secret. I want you to be able to share this with a friend. The greatest compliment that you can give us in this partnership and all the effort that's gone into it is to invite a friend next week. See, next Thursday is part two of the three-part series where we're going to talk about creating content that converts. By the end of today's workshop, you're going to understand exactly why you need to be here for that workshop. You do not want to miss it. So make sure today is all about how to invest in the marketing that's going to be effective right now and in the future in this new digital era. Part two is on how to create content that converts. And then part three is how to be able to build online audiences, raving fans, tribes that are going to help you be able to drive your business. But first I want to ask you, who's the biggest influence to bringing your business to the digital era? Is it the business owner? Is it the marketing team? Or is it COVID? Look, I just did a private webinar, and on that webinar, sure enough, I was shocked. I thought people were going to say COVID, but more than 3/4 of the people said the business owner and the marketing team. Look, that's proof to the fact that this isn't something that's happening out of the blue, and it's not something that's going away. The term that's going around is the e-commerceification of your business. Whew, that's a mouthful. Say it again, e-commerceification. Yes, indeed, that's a term. What that means is in this new digital era, you need to be able to make sure your business is not only getting found online, but improving the ease and ability for people to do business with you online. Look, business owners and marketing teams have been working on this at least 20 years. But now we've been forced into a situation where people will actually pay more to get the same service online for the convenience factor. So how do you be able to switch your business up on a dime? even though this has been coming, a lot of businesses are struggling with having to reevaluate their business model, or losing revenue, or the lowered foot traffic, or all of the struggles that where they're absolutely paralyzed and not marketing. That's where this workshop came from. See, we know and studies show that it actually is part of history, whether or not it's the Depression, the recession, the Great Recession, or COVID. Businesses that market during times of uncertainty actually prosper. Really let that sink in. But if it's that easy, why don't you just do it? Because it can be overwhelming, because you're afraid that you don't know what to do, because taking action is easy when you know what to do, but not before. Look, do you remember that first time you went to go drive a car? How hard was that? Boy, I learned on a stick shift, and I think I almost broke the transmission, okay? It was so hard to get that car out of the driveway. Now, you could drive practically with your eyes closed. Look, I'm not promoting texting and driving, okay? But I'm saying it would be easier now than when you first learned. Again, not promoting texting and driving. This is my serious face. Seriously though, you need to learn what you need to do to be able to take action. And once you learn, it's easy. That's why the SBDC partnered up with M. Roberts Digital, UHV, and the Victoria Advocate to bring you this series of workshops. We're going to teach you how to grow your business in the digital era. And again, today is about where to invest your marketing dollars during and post-COVID. Part 2, content that converts. Part 3 is going to be online audiences made easy. And then stay tuned, because that's right. 3 is not all you get. We're partnering up for an annual monthly series. Annual monthly workshops brought to you by the CARES Act funding, which allows for, at this point, for them to be free of charge. And that's how I'm able to bring this content to you. So special thank you to the CARES Act, as well as our sponsors. So what we know about this new digital era is that e-commerce revenue is up by 42% right now. For me, I think that's even a little low, because most people are rather shop online, even perhaps Amazon or non-local businesses, for a convenience factor. But if it was available to shop local, people are still preferring to shop local. That's where you come in. You got to increase the ease of being able to do business online. The second thing is, we know that not only is it already at 42%, but e-commerce is projected to be consistently 1/3 of sales by 2024. Now, you can see that right now it's high because of COVID, but ongoing, this is not going away. People prefer doing business online. Why? Because they will actually, how do we know that? We know they'll actually pay more to be able to have online services, at least during COVID. So people don't want to be ripped off. They will rebuke that and you will get a backlash. That's not what we're talking about. But we're saying that people prefer online. Studies show this, and we all know it. Anybody who's a business owner knows right now, you have to be able to improve your online presence to get the traction you're looking for. But there is something you can do about it. So the first thing you can do, just if you get nothing out of this workshop other than this, I want it to sink in. Don't go dark. Again, studies show businesses that prosper during economic uncertainty and continue to advertise are the ones who continue to prosper afterwards. So do not give up on your clients who've already invested so much in you. How do I know that? It's one thing to just say, you know, studies show that people say if you advertise and you will continue to prosper. But look at these specific numbers. 43, 56, 15. What does that mean? Let me show you. 43% of customers find it reassuring to hear from you. These are specific to COVID, okay? In addition to that, 56% say they like hearing how you're helping during COVID, right? So that means that at least half the people feel a sense of reassurance and happiness and joy when they see your brand. Let that sink in, because most people are saying they think maybe 5%, 10% of people want to talk to them, but that number is actually inverted. So only 15% of people say they'd rather not hear from you right now. So really, as an advertiser, if you're a business owner, a marketer, a real estate agent, really take a second to take an inventory and say, am I giving my audience what they need right now? I know what you're thinking. Look, cash flow's tight now more than ever. Whether you're a consumer or a business, you are holding that dollar closer than ever. But what if I told you that the only way you can keep that cash flow going was to be able to continue marketing, Look, studies show you do not want to go dark. So why don't you just go advertise? Look, just do it. End of the webinar. Look, the reality is it's difficult. People don't know where to go. Look at this, 5,000 channels to be able to help you market yourself online. 5,000. That's in 2017. I'm sure there's even more than that since then. But just take that into consideration, that that's why you're feeling paralyzed. Sometimes there's some peace and normalcy when you just look at it and you finally realize, oh, I'm not making this up and pushing on the back burner and being stressed out thinking I need to market but feeling overwhelmed because I don't know where to market. Oh, okay, it makes sense. One, taking action is easy when I know what to do and I haven't been properly trained perhaps. And two is you don't know where to start. There's so many options. There's 5,000 options. And three, what do people want to hear and do they want to hear? These are questions as an entrepreneur you may not even consciously register, but every single one of those is a concern that's holding you back. So stop being overwhelmed with all of the different marketing options, all of the social media channels, the target audiences, what to say and how to say it and what creative. I'm going to make it really as easy as possible for you today. I'm going to break it down to 2 categories, and I want you to really take a second to think about this because it's kind of the basis of the rest of what we're talking about. First is there's one-to-many, and second is there's one-to-one. What does that mean, one-to-many, one-to-one? Well, traditional advertising, such as print publications, radio, TV, billboards, even contests and quizzes, have a one-to-many. We're speaking to the masses to really relay a message. But now, with all of the digital options that you have, it has really shifted to an expectation that you humanize your business. Humanize your business? How am I supposed to do that? Well, a couple of key things here. One, stop just posting 20% off, buy now, get a quote on your social media. If that's all you've posted on your social media, you are hurting yourself and people are tuning you out. It's not working, and I bet your analytics will show that. So how do you get past that and humanize it? Show a new hire. Show a picture of something, a customer, and if you're a real estate agent, the sold sign. You know, I love that. But even if you're not a real estate agent, why can't you have a sold sign for new counters, you know, or jewelry, a diamond ring with a sold sign, you know, almost like bringing that culture and human element of the people you serve. You can also be able to talk specifically to somebody. Just as I'm talking to you on the Victoria Advocate Facebook page, I'm talking one-to-one, you to me, right? Entrepreneur to entrepreneur, marketer to marketer, where I'm not talking to everybody. While many people may see this, I'm trying to relay this information in a way that you connect with it. So I hope that helps, right? So that is social media now. Stop sitting here and promoting your social sales and start talking about what clients really care about. And what they care about is the human element of your business. So if you are a business owner and you're the face of your company, then post a couple photos of yourself. Then post a video about yourself. Then post an article about how you're helping people in your community or the people you serve. Look, now more than ever, you need to be social on social media. Social media streaming is up 60%, and that I think is low, okay? People are at home with a lot of time on their hands, and people are engaging with social media, let me tell you. So with that, yes, it is a great time to go to Facebook, but have that human element where you're talking one-to-one here. I'm going to break down those 10 components we just talked about and start helping you realize where to market it in a 4-part strategy. But before that, I just really want to emphasize that even if you don't know about Facebook, maybe you don't have a Facebook, maybe you are just barely having a website, maybe you don't have any email marketing, maybe you're not running any ads, all these things we're going to talk about today. Maybe you're just starting out and you're feeling a little overwhelmed by everything I'm already saying. Whether or not you're feeling overwhelmed and just starting out, or you have a top performing campaign you want to take to the next level, listen up. You have a 70% likelihood of closing a previous client compared to a 20% probability of closing a new prospect. So what that means is you need to be proactive about cultivating and growing and nurturing the leads you are getting. See, there's also another interesting statistic there that says 97% of people are not ready to do business with you in the first 6 months that they meet you. Of those 97% of people, about 90% of them may be ready to consider you within the next 6 months, but they're not ready right now. So that means if a business owner, if I say, okay, great, I'm going to be your marketing specialist, I'm going to get you leads, what are you going to do when you get that lead? And you look at me and you say, well, I'm going to call them. Okay, great. Then what? And you're like, text them? Oh, okay. And then what are you going to do? I'm going to call them again. Okay, then what? No, look, the reality is what I'm asking you is, do you have a long-term way, automatic, systemized, hands-off approach to make sure you cultivate these leads and demonstrate value in the reasons why somebody should work with you? If your answer is no, you're going to get so much out of today. I've got something for you. But if your answer is yes, then really keep thinking, how can I leverage that process to, again, provide value to my existing customers so that they will continue to come back, buy again, upsell, upgrade, send a referral, whatever it is. Again, 70% more likely to close than the probability of a new client. So that, again, that means you need to nurture and grow these customers and attract new customers. I understand if you had all the customers you needed, you wouldn't be attending this webinar and trying to grow your business. So again, but the key is to find a balance and a system that both attracts new customers, gets their information, and then cultivates it while you're cultivating your existing database and providing value. And that's what today's about. And how do you pick that lead strategy, create that sales funnel, create influence and goodwill, and review analytics? That's my 4-part series sneak peek. All right. So here we are, we're growing and nurturing customers. We're going to talk about that sales funnel. Again, how do you actually have a strong foundation? If you built your house on a foundation of sand, are you going to be able to build high and scale that house? Probably not. Are you going to be spending a lot of time backfilling it and trying to keep the sand there and working harder than you have to? You better believe it. And is your house maybe liable just to fall down during COVID because you have no infrastructure? Possibly. You might be on this call going, that actually really rings true. Look, that's step one. So we're going to spend a lot of time really going through creating that sales funnel, because it doesn't matter how and where you get your leads, and if you're getting a good click-through rate, or if it's a top performing campaign, or where you're getting your leads. If when you get your leads, 97% of them don't want to work with you right now anyways, and you have no plan over the next 6 months on how to convert them. Is that making sense? Can I get an amen? That's what I'm talking about. Look, the reality is you have to be able to prioritize that foundation. So I'm going to spend some time there. And then we're going to talk about lead strategy. That's why you're here, right? How do you get those leads? Grow your business. I got you. And then third, we're going to talk about creating goodwill and influencers, and then how to evaluate some analytics. So let's jump into that sales funnel. I want you to take a second to really think about this. If you're watching this, get your pen, get your paper. Okay, I'm going to have a worksheet. I had a special request on the webinar to have a worksheet where you can actually take notes for the next one. So special shout out to Shirley. I'm going to get that for you. So in the meantime, though, get a piece of paper, and I want you to answer this question. Just write yes or write no. And I don't mean just in your head. I mean write it down. Does your website actually help your business? Write that down right now. I'm going to ask some clarifying questions. But yes or no, does your website actually help your business? Or is it a glorified postcard? Write it down, yes or no. All right, next question. If I'm sitting in front of you and I say you won $500 in free ads, what product do you want to promote? And you can tell me that product, and then I say, where do I send people when I get a lead for you? And you say, to my website. Is there a place on your website that actually discusses that specific product that you're going to have me run ads for? Right? Yes or no? Is there a page on your website that, again, says the product name? Does it say the reason why somebody would need your services, like the challenges they face or the goals that they want? Does it say that? Yes or no? Does it give them the reasons about why it's the next logical step to give you their information so that you can help them, whether it's get a consultation or get a quote or learn more? Or download this form. We're going to be talking about that down here. Do you have a place where it says that? Yes or no? Do you have a place on your website that actually provides something of value for an email address. And that's, again, we're getting down here to lead magnet. I'm going to spend some time there, but this could be a PDF. It could be a video course. It could be a checklist. It could be an article, anything that really helps that ideal client struggling with your problem or service with the problem that is related to your product or service. And it actually helps them in their buyer's journey. Do you have anything like that? Answer yes or no. I asked you about 10 questions. Let's round up to 10 and say yes or no. How many yeses do you have? Write that number down. What if I told you to put a 0 behind that number and told you that was your whether or not you passed the class? Did you get a 60? You might get a D. Did you get a 70? It's a C. Did you get an 80? Look, chances are almost every business I talk to would get maybe a C. Very few businesses have a website that actually helps your business. And I'm really starting here because, again, it doesn't matter how many leads I get you. If I send them, I can tell you about exciting targeted lead ads where people who specifically looking for your product or services, we tag them and follow them around with ads of your products or services demonstrating you. And then we send them to your website. And then when they go to your website and they leave, we retarget them again to tell them to come back. We could do that whole process for you. That is the most effective, biggest bang for your buck. Okay, we can do that process, but if there's nowhere for them to give you their information and they have to physically call you, you're not going to be getting the results you're looking for. So step one is really starting with a solid website. Okay, possibly having e-commerce. So if you have point of sale where maybe you are a jewelry company and you want to be able to sell your jewelry, maybe you have point of sale for key items that you're having a sale on that week, and you can use a PayPal button even, right? This is something very easy that can be added to your WordPress website or even a Wix website if you're using that. And if you have Shopify, it's a slam dunk. You can add e-commerce. But again, I don't want to get into the weeds here. I just want to say these are the things that you need to have in place so you actually have a solid foundation and not build your house on sand. The second thing here is having good content. Okay, so this is a little, sneak peek to what we're going to do in next week. Next week is creating content that converts. Is anybody out there really excited about getting people to raise their hand and say, hey, look, I want to work with you. I'm going to reach out. If you want to get to that point where people proactively reach out to you, you need to be here next week for creating content that converts. That's Thursday at 10 a.m. and you can register at texasbusinessgrowthseminars.com. I'll drop it in the comments. But okay, so creating content that converts. This is how you do it. Step one, we just figured out what's that ideal product you want to drive leads for. So now I want you to write down what are the top 5 questions you get around that product. Just write it down. Are you doing it? This is your chance for a breakthrough. Come on, don't let it pass you by. Write down the specific concerns that you get about your business. Are they asking you how much does it cost? How do you do it? What about? Can you? Will you? Does it include? Would you consider? What are the questions? Write it down. All right. Hopefully you wrote that down. So you can have maybe FAQs that you get, challenges that people are struggling with, or goals that people want. Again, deep dive next week. Just have at least 3. Can I get 1? Come on, give me something here. Write it down. Now, the second piece is once you figure out what is that what is that topic that people want, then step 2 is to create content around that topic. I know, Captain Obvious, reporting to duty, but you need to make content around what people care about, not about what you want them to care about. I'm going to say that again, and I want you to listen to it really closely, especially now in our new digital era where people are holding money tight and only buying must-have items. You need to show that you care about what your client cares about, and you can help them with what your client cares about. And you're not trying to force them to care about what you care about. Is that clear, folks? Because again, you are going to be wasting your money in marketing if you're trying to push an agenda that people don't care about. You have to talk to them about what they care about. All right, there's another study here I want to talk about that says 86% of people now during COVID specifically are not identifying as a potential client, until they watch product videos. And after watching product videos, they identify who they're going to work with, reach out, and do business with that person. So again, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, people would call around, get quotes, check this out, and then, make a decision based on that. Now what people are doing is they're going online and looking for answers. They're not just seeing, can I find you when I Google you, but they're looking for a solution. So maybe if it's how to sell your house, they're saying, how do I get top dollar when I sell my house? And reading content around that. Or if they're looking for an engagement ring, they're saying, what do I need to consider to get the best engagement ring? Or how do I know how many facets I need to have in a diamond, right? People have very specific questions about your product or service. That's what they're reading online. And creating content around those topics is what is going to get you business for so many reasons. Again, next week I'll go deep dive. So again, that is key. Make sure ideally you're creating video content on your product or service. On the webinar, shout out to Miss Shirley again. She said she is a counselor and she has people who are concerned and won't do telehealth, where they actually do counseling remotely. And so she says, how do you help people recruit for more remote counseling services? And so I went through this whole process and brainstormed what are the reasons why somebody would not want to do telehealth. For example, they don't think it'll work, they think it'll cost too much, or they don't have the technology or the Wi-Fi bandwidth. Each one of those is a video. And then as that you answer those questions, now people are going to watch those videos, and when they search about telehealth, they will read and proactively come to you. I also want to put a plug in there for the next part we're about to talk about and how to create strategy, is you can also run what's called targeted ads to people who are searching for, let's say, telehealth in this example, or concerns over telehealth, or will telehealth work? And when they search those terms, now you could tag them so that they will be earmarked to see your ads no matter what website they're on that delivers ads. They'll see your ad again and again. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Amazon has done this to you, where you almost bought something, but you didn't, and then you clicked out, and then all over the internet, you see that exact pair of shoes. Come on, am I the only one? All right, I know it's happened to you. I call it the Amazon effect. So you can get that Amazon effect for $10 per 1,000 views, like pennies here. So again, there's a way to drive targeted ads, but there's also proactively people searching where you're not running an ad, but you're creating content. All right, and then you also should be creating video case studies. Now, in this example, it would be ideal if you had the person sitting next to you who would be able to say, yes, this person really helped me. You just ask them, hey, what were you struggling with before I met you? And how did I make your life better? And then let them talk. And then that's marketing gold, folks. You put that on your website, you put that on your Facebook, you put that on your YouTube, on your LinkedIn, on anybody who will take it and share it. That's where you put that video. That is marketing gold. But let's say in this case, telehealth, there might be some privacy concerns, where the person just doesn't feel comfortable on camera. You as a business owner or marketer can get on camera and just say, hey, are you out there and you're struggling with telehealth? You don't know how to be able to get mental health services during the pandemic, and you're afraid that maybe telehealth isn't right for you. I can help. I actually worked with a client who was struggling with their mental health services during COVID. They were meeting weekly, and during the situation were not able to get help because they tested positive. I don't know. So because of that, now they were able to use telehealth. They were forced into it. And through that process, I was able to help her download the app and get access to the Wi-Fi. And within 45 minutes, she was able to re-regulate her system and take control of her life and feel better about herself and get back to work. This allowed her to be able to provide for her children, be a better parent, be a better spouse, and help the people around her. So if you're out there and you're struggling with telehealth and you're not sure if it's right for you, I'd like to be able to help. Please reach out to me at this number. That's it. That's a case study. Even though the person's not on camera with you, it's a case study. So hopefully you're like thinking like, oh, I could do this all day long. And folks, you do not need a camera crew. Okay, I am happy to come out there and help you. I do have that capability through M. Roberts Digital, but really what you need is right here. This is it. You just need a cell phone camera. If you have an iPhone 4 or better or an Android, this little camera in here is all you need. Or maybe you're like afraid of how do I stabilize it? What if and what about? Go to zoom.us, create a free account, and you can record right there. I'm doing this through Zoom and I'm recording it. Look, it is possible to create free video assets. That's marketing gold. And I'm spending a lot of time here because, again, if you're putting content out that people don't care about or aren't connected to, it doesn't matter how many cool targeted ads you run if nobody cares. So you need to talk about what people care about, and specifically video tutorials and client case studies is how you're going to get business. All right, questions, comments, give them to me. Step 3, lead magnet. Now, we talked a little bit about this up here already, but the reality is you need to be able to have something, a checklist, a PDF, a video series, a course, an e-course, I don't know, whatever it is, not just sign up for my newsletter, not just get a quote, get a consultation, give me your email. People aren't going to just give you their email. They know now that when they give their email, they're going to get some type of marketing, and you haven't demonstrated that you're going to be able to help them. So why would they give you their information? Instead, a lead magnet is a simple checklist that allows you to be able to get your information across. Now, again, we've already talked about what's the product that is driving your business, and you have it on your website and a place for email and lead capture. Then we talk about what's the top 3 things that they care about, right? And then how do you turn each one of those into a piece of content? Pick your top 1 and just do a checklist. Again, folks, this does not have to be hard. I'm happy to help you create your lead magnet, but you can do this yourself also through Canva, C-A-N-V-A. There's free templates, come on. So if you need help, there's help out there. If you want to do it yourself, do it yourself. But just have at least a checklist. Now, the question I had in the webinar was, can you give me an example? What about selling your house, right? So they're selling their house to this business. So the question then becomes, what would I put in my lead magnet? Well, what about the top 5 things you can do to get more money from us without spending any money? Is that checking your roof, or doing reviewing these 5 things, or making sure you have metal insulation on your water heater? I don't know, okay? Figure out what it is that somebody can do who's considering your service, that they're concerned about. They're concerned about getting the most money they can from you for their house. And then write a checklist on what they need to do to be prepared. You're going to get better qualified leads. You're going to be able to get people to self-identify their interest, because they wouldn't get that checklist if they weren't interested in selling their house. And now you have their contact information so that you can reach out to them. Folks, this can be that easy. This does not cost very much money. Most of this you can do yourself if you have the free time, and if not, even if you hire a professional like myself to be able to help you, it's very cost effective. Now, step 4 is email marketing. I'm going to give this to you real quick, and then we're running forward here, okay? Step 1 is you need an email that's called your indoctrination email. In this email, you're going to build one email for somebody who just gave you their email for the lead magnet, okay, new person, you've never met them. So now you need to tell them who you are, what you value, and what to expect. So you just put together a quick little email that says, hello, if you're the people who buy houses, right? You say, this is who we are, this is why we buy houses, and this is what we believe in when we buy houses, and this is what you can expect. Tomorrow I'm going to send you an email with the main reasons on the benefits of setting up, getting a quote, a 24-hour quote on your house, whatever it is, okay? And then that's it. That's called your indoctrination email. The second email is a gain email. It's what are people going to gain by working with you? So again, just bullet point it right now. If somebody is, let's say, selling jewelry and they're going after an engagement ring, what is the benefit of buying from you and not the competitor? Maybe you're going to beat them on price. Maybe you beat them on customer service. Maybe you have a better return policy. Maybe you have free financing. Figure out what it is that makes you different and just bullet point it out. And then write an email that says that, hey, thanks again for reaching out and joining the tribe. I'm here to help make sure you get all the help you can on your process of buying an engagement ring. Because again, they wouldn't have downloaded a checklist on how to figure out an engagement ring if they weren't shopping. So while you're in this journey of looking for an engagement ring, I wanted to make sure you know that working with us is going to allow you to have unparalleled customer service, great return policy and free financing. When are you available to come in and see our inventory? I don't know. Okay, but that's an example of gain. The second, or excuse me, that's your second email. The third email is logic. Logic is, it's the next logical step. So you just say, again, I know you're out there looking for an engagement ring, because they wouldn't have downloaded the checklist if they didn't. So I want to be able to make sure that you get the greatest value you can. It's the next logical step to come in and talk to us about how to pick your best engagement ring in person. We know you downloaded the checklist, and now I want to give you this information in person so I can answer the questions for you. It's the next logical step since you downloaded the checklist. Okay, something that simple. Then fourth email is fear. Okay, fear. Now, I'm not telling you to be a fear monger, but I'm just telling you to bring up how their life is going to be worse if they don't work with you. So in this case, finishing the example of engagement rings here, we know you're out there ring shopping, and I just want to say, if you don't come in and work with us, you might be stuck in a situation where you are not eligible for the interest-free financing. I don't know. You may also be stuck in a situation where you're not going to have a return policy, which means that you have to have ultimate trust in the person you're buying from, and because most people don't allow you to return. I don't know, okay? But just really say, don't do your future self a disservice. Come in today and check out our selection so you can benefit from our return policy. Okay, I'm making it up, but you get the point. So again, I've spent a lot of time here, but that's because if you don't have a solid foundation, you are simply spending too much for marketing. People are going to, whether or not it's print, radio, billboards, digital, social, wherever it is you're getting leads from, they'll go to your website and they're going to bounce because your content's irrelevant. There's no way for them to put in their information. They have to give you a call, or there's no way for you to demonstrate your expertise and then to get a little lead magnet to show you're the expert, which then is how they self-identify. There's no videos that shows who you are and humanizes the business, and there's no follow-up. Again, 97% of people are not ready to do business with you, but they may be in the next 6 months. So let that sink in and make sure you set this up to start with. That's right. All right, so part two. Part two is your lead strategy. That's why you're here. That's the sexy part of what we're going to talk about today, is how to pick your top lead generating tactics. Step one, I'm jumping right in. Facebook ads with retargeting. Look, if you're investing any money in Facebook and you don't have a retargeting pixel on your website, you are spending too much. You're wasting your money and you're losing leads. Let me explain the process to you. When you take a little piece of code that Facebook gives you and you have your web developer put it on your website, it goes on the back end, you can't even see it on the front end, but once it's on there, it's called a retargeting pixel. Once that retargeting pixel's on your website, if I go to your website because you paid money for me to get there, I found you through Google, a friend told me to get there, I heard you on the radio, I saw you in print, whatever it is, okay? If I go to your website and I leave and then I log on to Facebook, I will see your ad. Let that sink in. If you're spending money on Facebook going after new clients, but the people who know, like, and trust you are the ones who are 70% likely to close, and you don't have a retargeting pixel to engage the people who've already been to your site, and you're just looking after new people and sending them to your website and letting them leave because that's what happens. And they just go, the plumber calls, their kids need them, dinner's done, whatever, people leave, you're simply paying too much. So stop it. So step one is get the retargeting pixel. If you're spending any money on Facebook, period, in this digital era, you need to do it, okay? Period. Full stop. Step two, you need to leverage deals and promotions. Look, the reality is right now more than ever, people are holding their money close to them, right? People are more likely to buy things that they must have rather than a luxury item. So how do you get people to purchase your item? You make it a must-have. How do you make it a must-have? You price it right. Most people are a little hesitant to give deals and promotion. They are hesitant to reduce the price or give a discount because then you think people won't pay full price, or it reduces the perceived value of it, or all of these things. I hear you, But now during COVID, that's got to go out the window. You need to do something to get people to the table. And then later, you can cultivate that lead and nurture it through your email marketing and sales funnel to upsell them, because they're 70% more likely to close than a new prospect. So especially new prospects who are 20% probability to close, you need to give them a deal or promotion to get them to the table. And then they're 70% more likely to pay full price. Look at that. Boom. I bet you got a nugget out of that. All right. Step 3 is targeted intent-based ads. Now, this is my favorite secret sauce. Okay, as a digital marketing consultant, again, I've helped hundreds of businesses right here in Victoria be able to grow their business. And again, this tip right here has been the numero uno of the success factor. I'm going to give you an example and then I'm going to back it up with the definition. So I just this last month had a furniture company who was having a sale and ran targeted intent-based ads. That means that when somebody was online looking for furniture, they were earmarked to see their ads. Okay. So wherever that person goes on whichever website that delivers ads, they saw that client's ads again and again. Through that process, I proved that this many people saw your ads, and I had 109 people walk into that store. See, that's the exciting part of some of these intent-based ads, is we can actually geofence or do addressable or search retargeting, which means we can prove ROI. I can tell you how many people saw the ads and walked in your door. That's power, that's knowledge. And right now during COVID, I know that cash flow is tight. I know you're looking for the most effective way to grow your business, and targeted intent-based ads is the most effective way to grow your business. So if you want help getting this set up or a consultation, I'm happy to sit down with you. Complimentary. The CARES Act has made all this possible. So thank you, SBDC, UHV, and Roberts, Victoria Advocate, for this partnership. But again, it's up to as low as $10 per 1,000 views, starting at $250. I mean, I just want to I'm not trying to talk price here because it's different for everybody in terms of how much you need and what strategy and what I'd recommend. But I'm just demystifying it that you don't need to spend thousands to be able to be successful. You can be successful with a very limited budget and see results. So again, I'm your guide through this process. If you want to set up that one-to-one, you can reach out to me on my cell, 361-433-3455. All right, so again, targeted intent-based ads are the most exciting. That's right. All right, now step 4 is double down on SEO. SEO is search engine optimization, but it doesn't matter what it stands for. The magic is in what it does. So let me back it up. When somebody goes online, and let's say you're a roofing company, and they search for roofer in Victoria, and you pop up, do you think you're going to get business off of that? Let me invert that. If somebody puts roofing Victoria and you don't pop up, do you think the people who are on there are going to get business off of that? If you really think about it from that perspective, you begin to understand SEO. Because if you're not showing up on the first page, you're not getting seen, which means you're losing out on business. So the number one tool to be able to get seen online and get recommended by Google is SEO, which is a piece of your website and how you create content online. So again, if you want to include that in our time, I'm again happy to go through that with you, or just go online and see whether or not you're getting recommended. So influencers and goodwill, this is step 3 here, and then we're going to land this plane with step 4 and a nice summary. So influencers and goodwill, you need to leverage audiences that are bigger than yours. See, if you have the tools to get in front of more people, why would you not take it, right? Think about it like this. If your Facebook is 200, 2,000, or 200,000, then it wouldn't matter if you had the opportunity to be featured on a website for Facebook who has 1 million followers. Look, Victoria Advocate has 55,000 followers right now. Did you know that as a business, you can pay to get promoted on their Facebook with third-party validation saying that the Victoria Advocate is supporting your business? What would that do for your business? And then you share it to your Facebook page to show that social proof. Huge. So again, that's just one example of how you can work with people like the Victoria Advocate to leverage this large following to get in front of for your business, even if you have only 200 people who've liked your Facebook page, okay? You can also run, ads in different publications or radio or TV or billboards, all of this. And I just really want to emphasize that it's not necessarily about what your following is, but the people that you're working with. And so that's one of the benefits that the Victoria Advocate brings to the table, is that they have a huge following. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're thinking about where should I invest post and during marketing for COVID, is going to be how many audiences can I get in front of existing, but somebody brings to the table. Option 3 is engage influencers. Again, we just talked about how the Victoria Advocate is a great influencer. Another example of that would be a micro influencer. So somebody who only has maybe 2,000 followers, but they get a ton of comments, likes, and shares when they post. Maybe this is the soccer mom who is selling, I don't know, eyelashes. I guess that's a thing now. I don't know. Or it's, the person who posts into groups on marketing forums. Or, maybe it's the person who is active in the antique car show. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But if your business and your ideal clients are part of the antique car show, and that person gets a lot of traction from the antique car show, that would be a micro influencer that you can reach out to and partner with, possibly pay to encourage them to post about your business with third-party validation. So again, that's a really, really great way to create social proof during and post-COVID in this digital era. And then 4, I saved the best for last, contests and quizzes. So I was able to get a business right here in Victoria, 550 leads based on a $100 earring giveaway. Okay, it was a jewelry store who gave away a $100 giveaway for Valentine's Day, and they got 550 people who opted in to win. Not only that, but they also had a photo shoot where they showed the winner opening her package and promoted that on social and got a ton of engagement. So it shows goodwill, it shows influence, and they got real tangible leads, which again, if you have that strong foundation, is like music to your ears because you know what to do with it. Put it in that sales funnel, send them those 4 emails and watch the money roll in. Your email will become your cash register. Look, so that as we're kind of summing this up, and step 4 is analytics, okay? Captain Obvious here, you need to review where you're getting your leads and what's driving your business and really look at the numbers. Again, promotions, contests, quizzes, whether or not you sponsor your hometown hero, or you're the best teacher of the month, or it's a baby photo contest, or the backyard makeover. You can sponsor contests and quizzes through that. The Victoria Advocate has a tremendous opportunity, again, huge influencer, and you can get up to, like I said, 550 leads for a business right here in Victoria. So again, tremendous opportunity that more than pays for itself. And in analytics, you can see the results. So now more than ever, you have to look at what's working and not working and where you're getting your leads from. So let's go ahead and sum this up, and then I will go ahead and see if we have any questions. So one is, I want you to start with customer empathy. Now, I don't, I keep saying, throughout this that, you got to say the fear of what's going to happen if you don't work with you. But look, I'm not telling you to make COVID a joke or be a fear monger or, any of that. What I'm saying is start with the empathy of what the client cares about and reassure them that you care about the same things, that you can guide them through the process, and you're going to keep them safe. Create content for your website, create content for social, and anywhere else that shows you're the expert. Also, be willing to create deals and incentives that are going to help you be able to get leads and build your database, because once you get that lead, remember, 90%, 97% of people are not going to be willing to do business with you till up to 6 months. So only 3% of people are willing to do business right now. So if you're not cultivating those leads long term, you're losing out on major business opportunities. So make sure you have a strong foundation, a website that works, email marketing, all those things we talked about, so you can build out that database and invest in building your sales funnel. Once you have that sales funnel, you can be nimble and be able to say, okay, this is working and this isn't working. I can see the leads coming in. I see where this is going. Let me go ahead and double down on this and send more emails about that. Or I'm going to roll out a new curbside delivery or online option of this and that. And then you send an email and you do a Game Logic Fear series on your new promotion and watch the money roll in. It works, folks. It works. Or if you know you're going to roll out a new promotion and it's new to your, let's say you're a dance academy and you're having to take your camp online. Well, then brainstorm the top 3 obstacles a parent would have to registering their kid in an online camp, and then make a piece of content for each of those obstacles, put it on social, put it on your website, make your whole, if you're a dance academy right now and you're not able to have in-person classes or camps, and that means you're looking to repivot to an online world right now, you need to have your whole website talk about why it is beneficial to participate in your online course and how easy you make it and how much you overcome all of their concerns. That's what your website is about. But if your website's still talking about in-person dance academy, it's not going to resonate and people are not going to engage and you're not going to get leads for your new online academy. So really, I hope this is registering with you. But if you need to be nimble, you need to be able to understand what your clients care about and create content around that. And then lastly, really look at the analytics, what's working and not working and driving leads into your ecosystem. Don't go dark. Don't sit here and say, I'm going to wait till after the pandemic's over, because we don't know how long this is going to be here. But what we do know is that e-commerce isn't going anywhere. So make sure you're driving online revenue and making it easy for people to engage with you. And make sure you don't isolate yourself. Surround yourself with people who can help you and uplift you, right? Right now in particular, it can be so easy to go back and feel afraid and worried and overwhelmed. But what you can do is go to workshops like this. Mark your calendar for next Thursday at 10 a.m. I'll be here again. That's right. Make sure that you're willing to engage with people, whether it's the SBDC, reach out to them and see what you can do to get more resources, or look at UHV and being able to go back to school and fine tune your education, or see if you can get featured in the Victoria Advocate or post something on their Facebook page. But don't isolate yourself. Surround yourself with people who care about you, who can support you, ask questions, and do what's driving business. So with that, I would just want to say, make sure, I've given so many tips here, but just make sure you double down on your efforts to engage your existing customers and cultivate leads once you get them, and then improve the ease of doing business online. That's the core of how to be successful in this new digital era. And once you have that, you can cultivate people who purchased from you and are familiar with your brand, because again, there's 70% likely to close compared to that 20% probability. That statistic just so rang true for me. So e-commerce, like I said, is here to stay. COVID-19 has forced us into a digital era, but like I said in my webinar, like 75% and 80% of the people said that specifically the business owner and the marketing team were already pulling them into the digital era long before COVID. That COVID was not what got them to this stage, right? This has been something that has been coming for 20 years. And yes, on a dime, it is here. There is no more transition period. And while it creates a tremendous amount of challenges for businesses and nonprofits and entrepreneurs and real estate agents, if you focus on optimizing your online digital experience, cultivating those new and existing leads, it is possible to continue driving revenue based on what your client cares about. So again, I'm Crystal Lindsey. I'm here. I'm the digital marketing consultant at the Victoria Advocate with M. Roberts Digital, and I am so proud to be here and be your guide through this journey. You are not alone. Your business matters, you matter, your questions matter, and I want to help you be successful. So don't keep me to yourself. Come on, the more the merrier. These are free workshops thanks to the courtesy of the CARES Act. So again, special shout out to our sponsors, UHB, SBDC, M. Roberts Digital, and Victoria Advocate, who have made this possible. I am your guide, but they are truly the people behind this. So thank you so much. Invite a friend, send them the link, mark your calendar, Thursday at 10 a.m. the 9th, 16th, and the 23rd, 3-part series, and then stay tuned for a monthly workshop thereafter. All right, so with that, again, I want to really invite you. Next Thursday is creating content that converts. We're going on a deep dive about how to create content that your clients not only care about, but will consume and then identify that they need your services. So RSVP, you can do that at texasbusinessgrowthseminars.com. That is a long one, I know. You can call or text me directly or send me an email. I will be here with you every step of the way. So we're in this together. You matter and we can do it. So don't give up. Hang in there and focus on one thing you could take away from this webinar and this workshop. Again, I'm Crystal Lindsey, and on behalf of M. Roberts Digital and the Victoria Advocate, UHV, and SVDC, I want to say thank you so much for watching.